How's it going this week in Airsoft? This is Javier Dark Horse. I'm down here, up here, excuse me. I'm used to going south and east everywhere. I'm up here in the Pacific Northwest at Operation Tradewinds. This is the first time Lion Claws is up here in the Northwest. I managed to grab the Chief of Staff, Gabe.
How you doing?
How's it going? Say hi to the folks at This Week in Airsoft.
How you guys doing? Welcome. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Tell us. First of all, this is your first time Chief of Staffing up.
This is definitely my first time Chief of Staffing any op.
How does it feel to have all this on your shoulders?
There's a lot of internal turmoil. About 4 days before the event, the nerves start to hit.
Indigestion.
Yes. You want to make sure everybody's happy. You're trying to babysit at the same time, and trying to make everything run smoothly. So,
what do you think of the AO? I know I find it very interesting. I like it. It's exciting. It's a big area.
Yeah.
But then this is new to this area, so the players have to adjust to the new kind of style of play. But I mean, how do you feel about it so far?
It's a unique one. If we had more numbers, we could have exploited more of the area and utilized it. And the mount area is great, but it's a little bit small. Luckily, with our numbers, it's just about right.
It's just right, yeah, for them.
So. And yeah, we wanted to use training areas in the north end of the facility, but we decided not to invest in all the vehicles to do that this time. That way there'd be more movement, next time. So, but yeah, no, it is a pretty unique AO.
I'll have to say that I've been playing it, and I've been in command of the guys that I've been in. There's a lot of high spirits. These guys up in the Pacific Northwest that did come and register and are here. Are more enthusiastic than I expected, honestly, because I've been up here for almost a year now, and the sport is still honestly evolving in this area. It's big, but it's evolving, in my opinion, compared to the East Coast.
Yeah.
But the players are really taking it and taking it well. I think if we had more numbers, like you said, we could exploit more of the AO. But for what we have and how we're doing, which is a really good showing, I think the town is perfect. I think everybody's really enjoying it. I've heard nothing but positive things.
Yeah.
Same thing guys say that maybe we should work in other areas, but then I tell them like, look, this is what we're working with, and this is where we're at, and they're really good with it. I think it's important that you guys understand that for those of you watching the Pacific Northwest, that in order for this to continue getting bigger and better, and in order for it to continue to evolve like it is, it's an amazing first start. I will say hands down, it's probably one of the best first starts in a new location. I've done 1 or 2 new locations first time, and Gabe's doing an amazing job. We're getting a lot of support from the players, and the staff is amazing. There's a lot of honor here. There's a lot of honor and integrity I've seen from a lot of the players. You go to games where people have been 5-6 years. For some reason they get lax because they've been there so much. Here everybody's so sharp and so on. Let's do this right and play good, and it's probably been some of the best sportsmanship and best gameplay I've seen so far. I'd be proud to see more guys come back next year, and it's important that you guys get more people to come, and this AO can continue to evolve like it happens at any new location.
Yeah, and there were a lot of holdouts, a lot of people who actually been out here before the previous ops hosted by local people, but that was their experience, and that's all they associate this area with, is a bad or that.
Yeah, this level of organization is not.
And they had more people. They had a couple hundred, up to 200 to 250 people, and then there's the price point. But you know what? There's an investment to be made, and so far there's some of the scenario play got kind of confusing because of the people we're working with here and playing some of the role playing. We had 60 some role players out there, and so
you won't see that often. You won't see that at your local place. Role players that are actively invested in interacting with you. I mean, it all goes to the level and sophistication of the play that sometimes comes out at these events. Like you said, the price point. I understand that a lot of people in the Pacific Northwest are like, well, why should I pay that much? Why should I pay that much? You're paying for a total package. You're paying for an incredible facility. You're paying for a staff that's incredibly capable and I'll say competent. Very capable, and on the mark as far as how to coordinate the event and get things organized neatly and smoothly. And then you're paying for the interaction for all these extra players, third-party players that can really spice up the game. I can tell you that I'm used to go, hit the other side. And with our numbers as low, this third party has just completely revamped the way we have to play. So it's turned it into the most thinking man's game I've ever had to play this weekend.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I think, I had a lot of great support from John Liu. He really went out of his way to make sure that, he was administrating, making sure I was hitting all these points and meeting these goals. So I had great oversight there. And then a shout out to CJ, Chief of Staff for Op Line Clause down in California. He contributed also to, reading through the Born Order, the players pack, and asking questions and coming up with a lot of changes. So he put a lot of work. Unfortunately, his team of guys were up in Oregon, in the middle of Oregon, and their vehicle had a breakdown, and they weren't able to make it. So unfortunately, we missed him and his guys. But so yeah, he also helped a lot in making this event happen, so behind the scenes.
That's good. I mean, it's all about I know all the chief of staffs talk, and all these guys have a good, strong support network, and the more experienced ones have the newer ones. So it's always like I said, a high level of control and coordination. So I never feel let down when we come across these events with you guys. So are you ready to do it next year again?
I am totally up for it. There's some ideas that we want to incorporate that we weren't able to do it this year. They might include waterborne operations. We have a big lake out there. They would be using vehicles to get to different parts, player vehicles. We'd love to get more player-owned vehicles out here to transport themselves around the AO. And it is big, and some people don't want to walk around, some do. So yeah, there's a lot more that can be done. We'll see what the feedback comes back from the people who are helping us out here, and also the players.
Yeah, there's a balance that's got to be struck here, in the capability of the new Milsim player that is not conditioned or is prepared for, in Western Washington we have a lot of hills, and guys are like, yeah, I can hook it, rough it, yeah, for 15-20 minutes.
Yeah.
But 3 hours of that turns into a different story. So that's where next year, when you guys are looking to come, you got your vehicles, you got your motivated guys that are ready to go out there and hump it. Those are the more and more players like that. And then guys that aren't prepared, get yourself ready. For a lot of guys in the Pacific Northwest, this is probably going to be the biggest event that continues to come here. So for a lot of you, I encourage you to make it your keystone event for your team in the area. So start prepping, training, and preparing. I mean, it's like any kind of combat. You got to get ready to go.
Yep.
So I look forward to being back here again next year, seeing how it continues to evolve.
Awesome.
I'm proud to see how. I'm proud to be here and kind of pathfinding and leading the first group of guys through what this is going to be like, and I really do look forward to seeing it continue to evolve and grow.
Awesome.
So Dave, thank you.
Thank you guys for your support.
Yeah, and keep talking.
All right. Stay tuned.
This is Javier, This Week in Airsoft. See you guys later.